I've been very fortunate. Nearly 50 years ago, 49 years ago to be exact, I was apprentice jockey at Flemington in Victoria to a trainer called Pat Burke. My riding days then was short-lived because I got a bit too big quickly, and which has been the story of my life. I'm a bit of a yo-yo. I get big, I get small, I've worked in bloodstock most of my life and horse sales most of my life. After finishing my riding stint early, I worked for Dalgety Bloodstock in horse sales and auctioneering. Did a year in England in 1981 and worked for trainers there, a national hunt trainer, and also at Newmarket for the first of the Godolphin trainers in Harry Thompson Jones, which was a wonderful experience. When I came back, I was fortunate enough to get positioned back at Dalgety Bloodstock and worked there. And in that time, I had an owner trainer's license. So I've trained a couple of winners and just played around in that area. And run our own sales company at the showgrounds in Melbourne and on Flemington Racecourse, which is the first horse auction that had ever been held on Flemington Racecourse. We called ourselves the Lightning Sale, my partner Ian Rimington and I, and we held that after the Lightning Stakes meeting at Flemington, which was a great experience as well. So right through, worked in bloodstock, worked in horse sales, a little bit of everything. We've owned a couple of farms as well, and my wife Sue and I have been fortunate enough to breed a couple of Group 1 winners in Peggy, Jean and Sprite. And, we still have a few mares, which I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing sometimes, but we still breed a few. And that led me on to helping a friend of mine, Dr. Bill Burns. He had the contract to buy yearlings, which then become breeze-up horses for the Hong Kong Jockey Club. So I was involved with that for about 15 years, assisting Bill for about 7 or 8 years, and then the remainder of the time was my own contract with the Jockey Club. And fortunately, with all of these little things I've done over the trip, I was approached to go to England, and I worked as managing director of Goffs UK, which is, again, a horse auction company, which was a wonderful experience to go over there at age 55 and work over there. Came back, and I was with Newgate Farm prior to going there as director of stallions, and I came back to Newgate Farm for 3 years and was director of stallions again, and again worked with some wonderful people. And I did finish at Newgate about nearly a year ago to pursue another silly venture, which was to get my licence back and ride at the picnics. So in the last 12 months, I've been riding at what we call picnic meetings as an approved rider in New South Wales. And about 6 weeks ago, I rode a double at Harden, which I won the Harden Cup on a horse that Sue and I own called Title Tycoon. And Bill Hayes, who's come down here to King Island again this year, has bought one of the horses that I won on in Side Cash. So you'll see him racing here in the near future. So it was a wonderful thrill to do that. And a couple of weeks ago, I got beaten in a photo in the Bong Bong Cup on our horse Title Tycoon, and that was a race I would dearly have loved to have won, but went down in basically a short half head. So disappointing on one hand, but great achievement on another. So throughout my life, I've really been working in some way, shape or form in the horse industry. And because of the Ballarat project that the trainers did down here at King Island and helped support this club, which was 2023 and 2022, I came down and spent the weekend here the last 2 years and met Bill Hayes last year, and obviously Audrey Hamer, who's the president of the club here. And we said, in another adventure, with doing what I'm doing this year in 2024 with riding at the picnics and whatever, it'll be a great adventure to come back to King Island and help Bill with his horses. And we've got a couple of horses that we own ourselves as well that are in Bill's team. And it is unfortunate for racing that clubs like King Island and a lot of other smaller clubs around the country are finding it more difficult to put these meetings and little carnivals on, and it's a good thing to be able to support it. And that's what we've done coming down here this year. Not only is it a good adventure, it's a great working holiday as well, if I can put it that way. And I think it assists in helping keeping a meeting like this going. Everybody here has been so obliging and so helpful in every way to us. There's been, nothing spared in respect. If we need something, someone's always got a tool to help us, got a yard for us, got a stabling area for us. It's just been wonderful. And Bill had the experience last year of bringing horses down, and we've sort of ridden on the coattails of Bill's experience last year to help him this year. So we've got our fingers crossed that we have a successful carnival and that King Island racing keeps going. And I do urge anybody out there that can support King Island and smaller clubs around the country to do so. And a place like King Island, it's an interesting place. The unfortunate thing for the island is, and as a lot of people would have seen in the media, the cheese factory is closing down or is scheduled to close down in 2025. And it's just sad for the community. And a lot of these places, with the cost of everything now, the transportation, the overall costs, they've got out of hand. Big corporates now that own a lot of little companies around the country are all about the dollar, which we understand everyone's got to be profitable. But it just takes the heart and soul out of these type of communities. And it's a bit sad to see. So if everyone out there can support all of these, the King Island Turf Club, the Racing Club, the cheese factory, any of the businesses here, they need support, as do a lot of the little country clubs around Australia. So, I applaud you to support all of these communities, because this is a community event. This isn't all about racing. This is a community event. And you see the community-minded people, the efforts they put in to make sure that these functions, events, carnivals, whatever they are, they put in so much work to keep them going. And I think as Australians we need to support all of this and keep this type of event going.